Raider Nation, it breaks my heart. I didn't get an opportunity to say goodbye in person. We certainly have been on a roller coaster in our 9 years together. From the bottom of my heart, I am so grateful and appreciative of the years of support you gave to my family and me. We had our share of both heartbreaking moments and thrilling game winning drives, and it always felt like you were there next to me. It's especially hard to say goodbye because I can honestly say that I gave you everything I had every single day in season and in the off season. It certainly wasn't perfect, but I hope that I was able to leave you with more than a few great memories as Raider fans. Thank you to the city of Oakland for taking us in. Thank you to the city of Las Vegas for allowing us to proudly call you home. Thank you to the organization, my teammates, all my coaches, staff, and everyone that helped me these last 9 years in those two buildings. Thanks to all of Raider Nation that supported, encouraged, and pushed and uplifted me at different times along this journey. Raider Nation is truly special. I once said that if I'm not a Raider, I would rather be at home, and I meant that. But I never envisioned it ending this way. That fire burning inside of me to win a championship still rages. A fire no man can extinguish, only God. So I look forward to a new city, a new team, who, no matter the circumstance, will get everything I have. Winning a championship is what I've always wanted and what I will continue to work towards. God bless you all with love. DC4. If you guys can hear me now, please give me a thumbs up. Please give me a thumbs up so I know you guys can hear me. Welcome to the official, the original, the only house for Las Vegas Raiders news, rumors, updates, live streams, and reactions. Welcome to Hammers.House. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We had to reset this whole thing the other day after the glitchy issues that we had a couple of nights ago. But I appreciate those that came on back in. And you came in, so just follow these steps real quick. Break them thumbs, hit them subs, smash the bell. So you guys heard the opening. Derek Carr gave his farewell to the Raider Nation and the Raider organization. Um, Look, man, 9 years. It would have been better, realistically. And I'm not trying to sound like an asshole right now, but it would have been better if he had the opportunity to do this in front of a microphone, at a podium, whatever the case may be. But things happen for a reason, you know? And again, wish him nothing but the best in his future endeavors. But realistically, and I've stated this several times before, at the end of the day, this is still a business. We need somebody else to fill that void. We need a leader. We need somebody that will make the necessary adjustments, somebody that will blow his top on his head coach when he sees something that doesn't look right or something that's not working. Look, there's options out there moving forward. I gave you guys the what Vegas has right now is their little bet for this. Tom Brady leads the pack, followed by Jimmy Garoppolo and Aaron Rodgers. Again, Aaron Rodgers is under contract, so that would be a lot to get rid of to bring him here. And for $245 million at about roughly $50 million a year, it's not an option in my opinion. But we'll see how this goes. February 15th is ultimately Judgment Day. in regards to did we find a trade partner or are we just going to flat out cut DC? But he will not be on this roster come next season. And again, wish him all the best wherever he goes. I know a lot of people are probably going to be following him, so it is what it is. Jersey Raider, what's good, my boy? Hope someone is dumb enough to give us a first for DC. Look, I did a mock draft the other night where I did trade. I traded with the Jets for their, I believe it was they had the 13th overall, and the draft wasn't bad, man. I got eviscerated by my brothers in Mount Shieldmore with some of the moves, but some of them made a lot of sense, and it was a very defensive heavy draft class with also us drafting Bo Nix, the quarterback out of Oregon. So again, we got a lot of time. We got months and months and months until the draft, until the start of the new league year. Not really months, about 2 months before the start of the new league year, and about 3 months until the draft. April 27th is when the draft is. We'll see, man. Farewell, DC. Wish you nothing but the best. Next man up. There you go, Vinny. Talk that shit, bro. Let me actually find. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me find the actual chat because, again, we had these little glitchy issues, and now I have to make the right adjustments. So let me pull this up for you guys real quick so I can start highlighting you guys. And appreciate everybody that came back in. Like I said, I apologize. This is why I'm on the verge of actually doing something. Again, another big investment into the nation. I'm probably going to get a PC built and start doing live streams off the PC, especially with a lot of the stuff that I would have at my disposal and better opportunities to do things the correct way. So stay tuned for that. Let me just fix this real quick. I'm sorry for the dead air, guys. Look, I was hyped to be back in front of you guys tonight, and then, of course, it's like the rug gets pulled out from under me, and I feel like it took the wind out of the sails every time I have some type of clusterfuck like this happen. So, again, 1,000 apologies to you guys. Hopefully everything right now looks good. There's no issues, and we will see. Let's see. We should get a first. DC4 is better than Russ at this point, and look what they got and how that turned out. Russ has a damn good defense and didn't do shit. That's a fact, and funny enough, he's already caused a divide in that locker room. Asshole has his own office, all this other Fugazi bullshit. Clearly you weren't there for this organization because you got a bag already, too. You're stuck in Denver for another 7 years. So I think what he's doing right now, that organization, you know what? Not our monkey, not our circus, and continue to keep doing what you're doing because it's just going to be better for us every time we face you guys for the next 7 years. We should at least get Wentz value. A lot of people have said that. A lot of people have talked about Carson getting some type of draft capital similar to that of a Carson Wentz trade. We'll see what happens. Do we risk making a trade so close to the deadline, or how soon do you see us making a trade? There's teams apparently that are interested. There's other teams that might not actually be in this running anymore. The Giants are one of them. I think that Sunday, realistically, for Daniel Jones, if he has a good game and they win, or if he has a good game and they lose, maybe they keep him, whether it being a franchise tag or they lock him up for another couple of years. The New York Jets, it's very much a land of uncertainty, and I don't know if Derek Carr would necessarily want to go to the New York Jets. There's a good chance that two of their rookies are going to be offensive and defensive rookies of the year, but I'm not too sure about that. Teams that I think, in my opinion, that he could potentially land right now, the Washington Commanders, the Carolina Panthers, but right now the Panthers do not have a head coach. The Tampa Bay Bucks, just more or less being a bridge gap and bringing that veteran presence, that leadership presence there. The Saints is a possibility as well. And maybe the Colts. Again, Colts are another team without a head coach right now. They have already started their interviews. A couple of these teams have already started their interview processes. But ultimately, at the end of the day, we don't know right now. February 15th is that deadline to either trade or release him. We're not restructuring, obviously. That is clearly out the window. Like I said, I gave you guys, with my GM hat on, what the options were. Option A was to try to restructure. That's off the board now. So it's either going to be a trade, and hopefully it's a good trade. Hopefully we can potentially get a first round pick out of this. And if not, ultimately we cut him. We save money. But that's the next thing. It'll end up being a bidding war there. And ultimately, it won't be our problem, but at the same time, like, we could be losing out on some type of draft capital or some type of compensation in regards to trading Derek Carr. So we shall see. I'm going to say Tampa Bay Bucks or the Miami Dolphins. Why do people think, and Vinny, maybe you can answer this question for me. Why do people think that Tua is going to be gone? Is it because of the concussions, or is it just he's not that guy? There are reports out there right now that Mike McDaniel, the head coach of the Miami Dolphins, could be gone if they lose this coming weekend. Look, the locker room seems to like him. I don't know after 1 year why that move would even be a possibility, but there's a lot of talks out there right now that there's a good chance that Mike McDaniel could be fired after this weekend. We'll see. Whoever we end up with will spark debate. Going to be a wild ride. It absolutely will be. But I'm here for it. Look, I was not one of those people that was a Carr stan. I wasn't a Kardashian. I was never a Kardashian. I was never in the vicinity of those labels. You guys know how I feel about players. You guys also know I understand the game very much so. And like I said, this is a business at the end of the day. So I get why things were done. I said it in Docs' Live earlier. Again, at the end of the day, it was a business. Ziegler really did the deed in regards to the language they put in that contract where they could easily have gotten out of it. So again, you got to trust the office and see what happens moving forward. They do have first and second round picks in April. I think they're going to be very, very smart and conscious about the decisions that they make, and that includes free agency, potentially getting Tom Brady here. Let Tom Brady come here for a discount, build up that defense. We've seen Brady do this before, and we see what the possibilities are, because realistically right now, the possibilities are endless for this organization moving forward. That's what I believe. As a diehard Fresno State fan, diehard Raiders fan, and Fresno being my hometown, DC is a great dude. We will all miss him, but once a Raider, always a Raider. Love you, DC. Some good sentiments right there. Too many concussions in both locations are warm climates for Carr. That's pretty valid. But also, if you think about it, you got the Saints, they're in a dome. You got the Colts, they're in a dome. So, we'll see. We shall see. I think right now it'll end up, I don't think it'll be the Raiders taking the very first phone call and saying, hey, yeah, we'll take it. I think they got to do their due diligence and make sure that the move makes sense, and whatever type of draft capital is presented as well. I think that those will play some huge factors. But also the main factor in this, when it comes to a trade, is Derek Carr has to accept that trade as well. So, again, we have to give this some time. We're a couple of weeks away. We're a little over a month away, to be exact. It's January 12th. February 15th is the deadline. I started that countdown about 2 weeks ago. We'll see what happens. If Mike McDaniel gets fired, you think they will hire Sean Payton? I'm not sure, because the two teams that I'm hearing, and maybe a third because we don't know the possibility of Sean McVay moving forward with the Los Angeles Rams, is the Rams, the Broncos, and the Chargers. If Staley does some more coaching from playing Madden and they lose this coming weekend, I think the writing's going to be on the wall for him to be gone, and I think that the Chargers will try to do anything and everything to try to lure Sean Payton to the LA Chargers, but we shall see. I feel that Carr is going to get released instead of trade. He's not. So, Chaos. I'm glad you brought that up too, because I was just looking at an article a little earlier from Raiders Wire. Of course, now it's probably not going to show up. Um, but from what I'm looking at, the Raiders will make every attempt to make the trade happen in the hopes of getting something in return. Like I said, that's going to play a crucial part in this. I think that they are going to do their due diligence and try to figure out some type of suitor to take him. But it also, at the end of the day, it falls on Carr if he wants to take the trade or not. And like I said, that no trade clause plays a huge role. Again, Vic Taffer said this on Twitter earlier this morning. If the Raiders can't trade Derek Carr by February 15th, they will cut him. He is not extending the deadline. That was another thing that was a possibility of them potentially extending that deadline in regards to that guaranteed money and everything. It's not going to happen. So February 15th is ultimately D-Day, DC Day. And we see what the possibilities are moving forward, most definitely. There was another mock draft that was done, and this was from CBS. The Bears unload their number one overall pick as the Colts get aggressive to address the quarterback position, which is very, very interesting. They have it as the Colts trading up and getting that first overall. And with us in the first round with our 7th overall pick, they have us taking Will Levis, the quarterback out of Kentucky. I don't know how I feel about that. I think if realistically, I think a lot of us would be furious if we take a quarterback in the first round. But I think it also is going to play, a lot of things are going to play into this, specifically the start of the new league year. And if, in fact, Tom Brady is our starting quarterback, I think that they have to figure things out in regards to what's the right move with that 7th overall pick come April 27th. I'm a little nervous to see this article and really think like, are we really going this route? Like, are we desperate, more or less? Are we desperate for a quarterback right now? But again, we wait until the start of the new league year because that happens first, and we see, is Tom Brady coming here? Is Jimmy Garoppolo potentially going to be a quarterback here? Or is Jarrett Stidham going to be our starting quarterback and we draft a quarterback in the draft? We'll see. Do you think CJ Stroud will fall to the Raiders? Frank White, I don't know. I've given you guys a couple of quarterbacks that I wouldn't mind getting. I don't see us drafting a quarterback so early in the draft. I'm still in the belief Hendon Hooker could be a guy that we could get potentially in the 4th round. Bo Nix could be a guy that we could get in either the 3rd or the 4th round. I really do not see this happening. I do not see this happening. Shout out to Carrie. Are Brady and Gronk going to be a package deal? Look, there's tweets out there. We know Gronk is one of those guys that likes to cause like the little hysteria in regards to, is he coming back? Is he not coming back? If Brady comes, is Gronk going to come? Don't know. I do not know. It would be insane. I'll tell you that. It'd be absolutely insane. Waller, Gronk, Renfro, Tay, Jacobs. Yes, I have Jacobs coming back. I want Jacobs to come back. Hashtag pay JJ. Hashtag pay baby beast mode. But yes, I see that happening most definitely. Hammer, we're taking a QB in the first. Can't get rid of a QB and not replace him. Frank, but that's what I'm saying. Look, we get rid of Carr one way or another, whether it being a trade or a straight out release. Who's to say that we don't end up getting Tom Brady the start of the new league year? Then we can look to get a quarterback in the draft. But like I said, 3rd or 4th round at best. I don't see us 1st, 2nd round going for a quarterback. I don't. I think he's got another 2 years, Lou. I'm pretty sure it's another 2. Yes, bring JJ back at all costs. There you go. If you get Brady and Gronk, we can't resign Jacobs. Not happening. We'll see. I will be watching the Royal Rumble. I brought this to your guys' attention probably a week ago. I do want to do something for the Rumble, but I'm going to twist it because I think a lot of people ultimately know who's going to win the Royal Rumble. So instead, I'm still going to do this giveaway, but you guys have to enter to be part of this. So we're going to do two contests, one for the women's, one for the men's. $20. You pick a number between 1 and 30. I will put it in a wheel. I'll put the names in a hat, whatever the case may be. If your number is the number that's called, you will win an authentic Raiders Nike Vapor Elite jersey of your choosing. You can enter once for the men's and once for the women's. It's $20 an entry. You're going to send it to the Cash App, $Hammers.House, and we have to have all 30 filled in order to do this. So the entry needs to be in by January 25th. We are going to be doing the Royal Rumble. We will be doing a live stream. It's my birthday that day, so we're doing a birthday celebration as well. If I'm liked enough, maybe a 5K celebration, we shall see. We're like 375 away from 5K, if I remember correctly. So, yeah. And things have changed in the league, especially when it comes to the protection of quarterbacks. I think 2 years is enough for his services. You draft a quarterback to learn behind him and be the successor to Tom Brady. I'm with it. I'm with it at this point. TB12 is still in top 7 QBs in the league. There you go. Raider Moses was good. And still a top 7 quarterback at 46 years old. That's a fucking fact. So I'm here for it, man. I'm absolutely here for it. We've been on 20 minutes. I don't know how long I plan on staying on. We will be live in another hour and a half. We do have Docs is going to be live, and he's going to have me and a couple other guys on today. I think Mount Shieldmore is all going to be linked up, so we will all be on 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific time. You guys aren't going to want to miss that. Let me make sure I'm not missing anybody in the chat. I just had to make the adjustment that I get a hold of the live chat. Shout out to Terry, the president of the Jersey Shore Raider Booster Club. Hi. If we make a trade and Carr or another team pull out of the deal post February 15th before the deal is finalized, are we screwed? And yep, we are. So that's why ultimately, if, like I said, this could be like a verbal handshake and be like, yeah, let's get this deal done. The deal will be done March. I think the start of the new league year, I believe this year is either March 22nd or March 24th. But if that shit happens, we're fucked. That's why I think if we don't really have a team that's really going to be legit locked in on this, we're probably going to have to cut them on February 15th. Holly, salute. What's up? I feel like for Brady to succeed, he needs a top-tier roster. I don't know if we could fill all our holes in one season. Ruben, the primary filling of the voids right now is defense and maybe 1 or 2 offensive linemen, but ultimately it's our defense more than anything else. I say go for it. TB12 stats this year are very similar to last year. He was in New England. The very next year he won the Super Bowl in Tampa. So there you go. Like I said, I feel like this shit is like a script right now being drawn up. And look, Tom Brady could come here. Super Bowls in Vegas. Sounds like a movie. Ricardo, what's good, brother? Brady number 1, Stidham back up. Raiders in good hands. Hopefully we get a number 2 pick for Carr. A second round, you mean? Like a second round pick, you're saying? Brandon, there are interests from both sides. Our front office, our coaching staff, and Perryman, they will figure something out to bring him back. Even if it's a cheap deal, they'll find a way to bring Scary Perry back. I'm here for it. You guys know I'm a huge supporter, a huge fan of Denzel Perryman. Lose Moreau, gain Gronk, potentially. We'll see, man. We'll see. Oh, man. Does this, like, God, does this look laggy at all to you guys? Can you guys hear me clearly? Like, I want to make sure that everything's on the up and up right now. I haven't been this excited for an offseason in a while, more than last offseason. Defense will get addressed for sure. What do you think of any free agents on the defense? Deron Payne, like your life depended on it. That's we lost out on Roquan. Got a bag from Baltimore. Ultimately, right now, I think that the Ravens are going to franchise tag Lamar Jackson, and that's why this move happened. And if not, they might let him test the free agency market. Um, but yeah, um, oh my God, who's the kid that I wanted? Devin White is locked in for another year with the Bucks. I think he becomes an unrestricted free agent next season. Unfortunately, they did pick up his fifth-year option, but Deron Payne is definitely a guy I want here. I can't wait to say, here comes the pain. There you go, Holly. Talk that shit. Mason Blue was good. Raider Poppy said, spend the money on defense, go with Stidham and save the money. Could go that route as well. It's a possibility. We don't know, man. Is there a max amount of picks teams can have? I believe it's 14. Believe it's 14 from something that I saw the other day. DC trade plus pro personal gets hired plus comp picks would give us around 16 and 20. I want to say I believe it's 14 picks I think we're allowed to have. I'd have to double check that though. Rams fire sale pick up Wagner. Bobby Wagner I would not mind having. Like, dude might have wheels. And I mean, like, he's been around for a very, very long time, but ultimately he still is a solid linebacker. I would love to have him here as well. Sign Hollins, get rid of Cole, draft defense all day. Mac has to be here, man. Mac is a special teams ace. He did a phenomenal job as a receiver for us this year, and I've said this countless times. He did everything that Brian Edwards couldn't do for us, realistically. And good dude, little quirky, likes to walk around barefoot, but nah, a solid player, phenomenal special teams ace. Like I said, I want Hollins here, and his value is not that high. We can get him in here for like a 2 year, seven and a half to $8 million deal with about 6 or 7 mil guaranteed, like 6 guaranteed, 5 or 6 guaranteed. Why not? Look, I like Oregon. I love UT. I'm a USF alum. I think Bo Nix could be a possibility. We have to wait and see. Definitely. Sign Deron Payne and draft Tyree Wilson. Fucking facts. So I'm going to see if I can find this picture. I'm just going to tell you guys the draft that I did. I'm not going to do a draft right now. We'll probably see a mock draft when Shieldmore's together later on. Let me see if I can find this picture real quickly. Damn it, where'd it go? Here we go. So I did trade. I traded Derek Carr to the Jets for the 13th overall pick in the draft. So with the 7th overall, we got Jalen Carter. With the 13th that we got from the Jets, we drafted edge rusher Nolan Smith out of Georgia. The second round, we got cornerback Devin Witherspoon. We got 2 picks in the third round. So the next third round pick, we got Bo Nix. Fourth round, I got Noah Sewell, the linebacker out of Oregon. Fifth round, I got Tony Grimes, the corner out of North Carolina. Sixth round, I went Georgia again with safety Christopher Smith. And then lastly, I took an offensive guard, Nick Broker, out of Mississippi. PFF grade gave me an A- on it. I thought that was a very solid draft, but I don't know how realistic it was. That was the first time I've really tinkered around with a mock draft this offseason. So, yeah. I would definitely call the Rams and see what they want for Ramsey. He wanted to be a Raider in the first place. Could you imagine having DA on one side and Ramsey on the other? That'd be some scary shit defensively, bro. Like, you have the elite of the elite in Tay on offense, and then Jalen Ramsey on the other side on defense. That would be some scary shit. Anthony Estrada, what's good, bro? Salute, salute, salute. Big Pros Live this morning. My thoughts. Thank you, DC, for the memories and art and some in Vegas. Hopefully, Raiders don't send you to The East Coast. Oh, Lord. You know what? A lot of people have talked about that in regards to Jalen Ramsey coming here. He definitely could be dominant and a crazy ball hawk at the safety position, but I don't know. Jalen Carter's not going to be on board at 7. If Raiders want him, they will have to trade for it. I'll have to wait and see. We're going to have to wait and see. Again, there really has not been much on this front to talk about tonight. Like I said, in about an hour and a half, a little less than an hour and a half now, we will be live. I'm pretty sure it's going to be on Dox's channel. So pull on up to that. If you haven't already, on your way out, break them thumbs, hit them subs, smash the bell for all your Raiders news, rumors, updates, live streams, and reactions. Right here in the official, the original, the only house, Hammers.House. Guys, with that being said, continue to stay safe. Most importantly, be kind to one another. COVID is still around. Remember to wash your hands and your asses. And as always, win, lose, or tie, Raider Nation, till I die. Till next time, y'all. We out.